Have any of you ever thought about using a double wall metal drawer system, but decided against it because the setup felt complicated, required new machinery, or meant learning a completely new system? What if I told you there is a double wall system that installs just like a traditional dovetail drawer box and works with the undermount slides you're already using? Salice has a solution for that, and it's called Lineabox. Lineabox is a double wall metal drawer side system, which is compatible with standard American undermount drawer slides like Progressa, Tandem, DynaPro, and Quadro. For optimal performance, Salice does recommend using it with the Progressa or the Progressa Plus line of slides. Now, Lineabox sides come pre-cut to match standard length drawer slides all the way from 9 inches to 30 inches in 3-inch increments. In addition to being available in lengths from 9 to 30 inches, it does come in 3 different colors, with gray, white, and stainless steel. The Lineabox sides are also offered in 4 different heights to cover a wide variety of applications, starting with 75 millimeters, 101 millimeters, 178 millimeters, and 237 millimeters, with the 101 millimeter height being the most commonly used in North America. Each one of the Lineabox metal sides comes equipped with a 16 millimeter notch already pre-cut into the side. The sides also include a 16 millimeter channel to accept the bottom panels. And the bottom of this channel is 12 millimeters from the bottom, allowing the required space needed for undermount drawer slides. The front, back, and bottom panels can be made of any 16 millimeter material. It could be melamine, TFL, hardwood, or solid wood. For this demonstration, I'm going to be utilizing 16 millimeter thick melamine in the color Storm Gray, which is an excellent color match to the Lineabox. This is going to give a clean, modern look and represent a common material used here in North America. For this demonstration, I'm going to be building a sample box so you can see what the finished result looks like, as well as see just how easy these drawer boxes go together. For this demonstration, we need not only the 2 sides, but we will also need 3 pieces of that melamine material. We need a front, we need a back, and we need a bottom panel. You'll notice that the front and the back are both edge banded with a color edge banding that not only matches the material, but it also matches the metal sides. Next, we're going to need a bottom. The bottom does not need edge banding, as none of it will be visible. Now, to get the measurements for these is incredibly easy with this system. So let's first start with the width. So in this scenario, I have 426, I need to subtract 23, that gives me 403 millimeters wide. Now, where am I getting this number from? That number can be found in the manual, and it is dependent on the slide that you are using. I'm using Salice Progressa slides, so as you can see here, I subtracted 23 from X. X represents my cabinet opening, which in this case is 426 millimeters. That will not only be the width of my panel, but it will also be the width of my front and the width of my back. Now, one thing that you will notice is that the front is taller than my back. Those measurements can also be found in the manual, also dependent on the side profile that you're using. In this scenario, the height of the front is 100 millimeters, and the back is 87 millimeters. And finally, to get the overall depth of the bottom panel, it is going to be the length of your runner minus 32. So in this scenario, I'm using 533 millimeter or 21-inch drawer slides, so I need to cut my panel to be 501 millimeters in depth and 403 wide. So I already have my pieces cut. Now let's go into the assembly. The assembly is incredibly straightforward, and it's through the use of some clips that snap on externally and are available in 2 different options. The 2 different options that are available is a 5 millimeter press-in dowel system and a traditional screw-in system utilizing standard screws. For this demonstration, we are going to be using the dowel option. Now, Salice does offer a couple of different templates depending on the height that you're using. This template here is for the 75 and 101 millimeter, and this template is here for the 178 and 237 millimeter tall. For this scenario, we are doing a 101 millimeter sample drawer. This jig is incredibly easy to use. It already has all of the measurements listed on it, so if you needed to refer to it, you could if you were doing this by hand. However, with the jig, it's incredibly easy to do. And the only thing that you're going to need is a 5 millimeter self-centering drill bit, because that is the size that the hole will need to be. To use this, it's very simple. You simply find the size that you're using. In this case, I'm using the 101. I'm going to register this pin, and this pin over here against the edge. It has a nice slot here for you to hold it with your thumb. That is spacing it down 44 millimeters from the top and 6.5 millimeters in from the edge. The spacing of these two holes is 24 millimeters. Now all I have to do is pre-drill my holes. From there, I can take the jig, flip it over, bring it down to this end, hold it in place just like this, and drill my holes. Now, when doing this, you do want to make sure that you are orienting whatever will be the inside portion of your drawer box to be the side that you're putting the holes in. Now I can move to the back and do the same thing. Next, all we have to do is insert these in. We want to make sure that the thicker part is at the top. There is an indicator arrow on the side of the clip. Now, this is a very tight, sturdy connection, so they're not going to be just a simple press in. I like to take a rubber mallet, get that started, and then just take a scrap piece of wood and hammer that down till it's perfectly flush on the material. You just have to do that for all four. Now, Salice does offer an insertion tool to help with the installation process of these clips. Now, while it is not necessary, it does make the process a little bit simpler. So as you can see, there's no CNC machine required to do any of the assembly on this. However, if you are a cabinet shop that does have a CNC machine, Lineabox is actually already fully integrated with Cabinet Vision and Mosaic. Now, these are incredibly easy to put together. I'm going to show you just how easy it is after a couple of minutes of putting in some clips. We want to make sure that our dado for the sides is down on the bottom. We want to make sure that our edge banding for the top is facing up. There is no hardware that needs to be installed into the sides. It already comes pre-installed. You are simply going to push this in just like that. You'll notice that it's proud up here, and you're going to push down. Give it a little tap to set it. Once I have that, I can take my other side, same thing, making sure that the dado is on the bottom. I'm going to slide this in from the top. You'll see it's protruding right here. Simply press down. A little bit of a tap to make sure that it's fully seated, and we have part of our drawer constructed. From here, I can take my panel. I can slide my panel into the dado that is already there on the sides. Next, I can take my drawer box, place my material in that dado, and press down from the top. Now, this material is providing a perfectly snug fit. I need to make sure that I get this panel all the way down so it is nice and flush. Push my sides. It is perfectly flush with the back. From here, I can do just as I did with the other pieces. Place that there. You'll see that it is protruding on the back side. Give it a tap. And here you go. We have a drawer box with a color match material. Now there's only 2 steps left. We need to drill the access hole for the back for the locating pin on the drawer slides, as well as install our clips. A couple of notes while I'm installing these, and the first is these utilize standard 5/8 inch undermount runners. They do not have to be Salice, but Salice does offer Futura, Progressa, and Progressa Plus. Any adjustments that need to be made, whether it's height, depth, or lateral, all going to be done via the drawer slide adjustments as you would with anything else. And one other note is there's a really cool under-sink 2-sided drawer option that is available with this system. You would accomplish this by using 2 Lineabox drawers with a space between them. You can create an under-sink application utilizing a single drawer front, bridging them together. And finally, packaging options include bulk packaging with 12 sides, making a total of 6 drawer boxes with the clips sold separately. Now we'll go place it in the cabinet and make sure everything fits. And from here, we can apply our drawer fronts over the front, and we have a nice, modern, clean-looking drawer box. So with Lineabox, you're going to get a very clean, modern aesthetic with a double-wall metal drawer box system, but with the simplicity of traditional drawer box construction. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and use some Lineabox in your next project. Thanks.